Hi there, and welcome to this review of the daily devotionals from One Way UK, going from 21st of June to the 25th of June. But before I start, it just occurred to me that some of you would be saying, well, what is a daily devotional? What do you mean? So what I thought I would do is to actually just read one in its entirety from beginning to end so you get the picture. This was one from last Friday, I think it was, and it was entitled Joseph, number 50. There's forgetting and not being burdened by memories. This is from the 17th of June. First of all, there's a reading from Genesis 42, 6 and 7, and this is typical. Usually the reading is from 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 scriptures sort of all together, verses all together. Since Joseph was governor of all Egypt and in charge of the sale of the grain, it was to him that his brothers came. They bowed low before him with their faces to the ground. Joseph recognized them instantly, but he pretended to be a stranger. "Where are you from?" he demanded roughly. "From the land of Canaan," they replied. "We have come to buy grain." Now the comment on this passage from Genesis 42 verses 6 and 7 was as follows. Today's reading shows us that when Joseph said, "God has made me forget all my troubles and the family of my father," he was meaning that those memories were not a daily burden to him. He recognized his brothers instantly. Furthermore, to be able to say that he'd forgotten the family of my father, he would have to remember that he had a family to forget. There is forgetting, like what you went upstairs for, and forgetting, as in not allowing the memory of something to spoil our day. Joseph could live without letting his estrangement from his family be a burden, because apart from being busy and a new dad, he was also focused on what God wanted him to do. Some people keep busy to forget, but the trick is to stay focused on Jesus. So if you've things you want to forget, concentrate upon what Jesus wants. Now the length of that comment was 150 words, and they're always 150 words or a little less, 100 in the range, say 140 to 150 words, never more. So they just come up on your screen, you can read them there, you don't have to scroll down the comments because it's all nice and compact on the screen, and they're designed especially for you to receive in your email. But what of the week that has gone by? Well, we covered the point of to speak or not to speak. What was going through Joseph's mind when he accused his brothers of spying? Well, we looked into that. And we found into that. And if you say, well, hey, that's not very fair, you can always check up. Go onto the links, go on to www.onewayuk.com, and you click on the daily devotionals, and you'll get a sort of, you will get the last 5, I think it is, which you can read, you can catch up. And, we wondered if the motivation of Joseph was that he was perplexed or vindictive. Well, he didn't seem to be a vindictive man, and we looked into why that was so. Then we go on to the necessity for salvation and living a godly life. Now that's a huge topic, can't possibly cover now, but the date of that was the 23rd of June. We looked at that. You might say, well, 150 words, you can scarce do justice to that subject. But that's true. But the whole point is we're going through these a little at a time, sharing ideas together, what the Bible is actually saying, what we can deduce from it. Finally, we're coming up to the last 2, talking about the circle of life, Bible style, as opposed to the Lion King style. And we can find out what that is. And last of all, of course, I suppose what some people might call the golden rule, do as you would be done by. And well, it's just an interesting point that we've got a whole topic on that from the story of Joseph. Now, okay, you might have thought, well, that's not a very good review. Well, okay, but the important thing is that you read the daily devotionals. Join the thousands of us who do every day, Monday to Friday, and you'll be sure a big welcome. Oh, and just one point, a couple of people wrote in and said how much they appreciated that devotional that I read to you earlier from the 17th of June. And always remember that. You send a response into One Way UK, and they all send them on to me. It's good that they see what you think, and it's very helpful to me to hear your comments. If you've got any questions, it gives you the opportunity to answer them, and I promise you, we do reply. So I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to you joining me next week with the One Way UK Daily Devotionals.